Alright guys, this is a quick video here to just give you an overview on the route that our guys are going to take as they climb Mount Everest. So you can reference back at this at any time, but I just wanted to give you information so you kind of understand, because in the book they're going to reference different camps and different markers on the mountain, so this should be a nice guide for you. So first here we have our climber. We'll call her Lucy. She's here at the ice fall. She has the newest North Face gear on. She's got her boots tied tight and her sleeping bag, and she's ready to climb the mountain. So the first thing she's going to do is climb through the Cummins ice fall. As you can see here, the red path is taking us. It's actually a moving river of ice. But it's not moving like a river we think of. It only moves about a couple feet a day. But there's huge gullies and big blocks of ice that are moving. It's extremely dangerous. One of the most dangerous spots on the mountain. So once Lucy gets through the Cummins ice fall, the next spot that should be going is Camp 1. Camp 1 is at the top of the ice fall. From Camp 1 she'll be moving to Camp 2. Now the climb from Camp 1 to Camp 2 is relatively easy. For climbing mountains, I guess. It would be hard for us, but for an experienced mountain climber it's not bad at all. It'd be a walk in the park. But however, from Camp 2 to Camp 3 is extremely difficult. This area here is what we call the Lhotse face. Actually, this whole part here is the Lhotse face. It's a near vertical sheet of snow and ice that the climbers have to climb in single file. Extremely dangerous and just hard to do. And Camp 3 is actually cut into the side of the cliff, so you don't have a ton of room. You have enough spot for your camp, and then to put some gear around there, but you don't have a lot of room to walk around, so you just sort of stay hunkered down in your tent. Camp 4 is the last camp that you are at before you climb to the top. Now Camp 3 to Camp 4 is also very difficult. Camp 4, as you can see here, sort of in a big flat sort of expanse. It almost looks like a big snow-covered hayfield with a lot of rocks. So they'll call that the Cummins, and that'll come up later in the story. So at Camp 4, you'll leave at usually about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, and climb to the summit at a little bit over 29,000 feet. There she is on the top. Once you get to the summit, you just turn around and you come right back down to Camp 4. And then when you're at Camp 4, you go to Camp 3 and 2, and so on and so forth till you get back down to base camp. So that is the route up the mountain. One last thing that I want you to know is they talk about the death zone in this. The death zone, as you can see here by this red line, is anything above 24,000 feet, and that's the point in which our bodies slowly start to die. Humans are not meant to be above 24,000 feet. So anything above that requires supplemental oxygen to not slowly die, and even with supplemental oxygen your body will eventually give up. So the climbers want to limit their time above the death zone. So because of that, that's why they can't stay on the summit or Camp 4 very long, because it's above this death zone. So they get up to the summit, and then they'll climb back down to Camp 4 and get down to Camp 3 to safety. So there's just a quick overview of the route. Now we can start reading the book, and I think you'll kind of know what the heck they're talking about.